So hello again. I'm the worst guy probably in this room because I am between you and the lunch. So I will try to speed up. So this session will be about how to decrypt the SSL traffic, what we can do as an F5 for you, and why decryption of the SSL traffic is so important. I hope that I don't have to tell you the story that SSL traffic is rapidly growing. It's really rapidly growing, and in 2016 we observed that almost half of the traffic was encrypted. According to some predictors, 75% will be in the future will be encrypted, but at the end, in the near future, I believe almost entire traffic, all the traffic will be encrypted. So this is the fact, yes. And what we can do with that, yes. So basically, we can of course decrypt the SSL traffic. And how we can encrypt the SSL traffic? Definitely in smart way, I would say. But try to, first of all, to understand that there are differences between SSL offloading and SSL offloading. This is a decryption of the SSL traffic in our outbound or outcoming direction. So if we have a user, your internal user, when he's visiting some internet sites, Facebook or wherever, yes, then you should put somewhere here, our technology, and we will encrypt this, we will decrypt this traffic, and we will steer this traffic to your Oreo security devices if you have it. So this was the outbound decryption. Inbound decryption is completely different because this decryption is related with the internet traffic, so the clients are coming to your web applications, and you should also put somewhere between the user, the client and your web application, you should put somewhere SSL decryptor. But this is the SSL offloading. Yes, SSL inbound decryption. This is an SSL offloading operation. And what we know also about the SSL. So as I told you, we have lots of SSL traffic right now. In the future, all the traffic will be encrypted. And the bad guys, they are using the SSL to hide their malicious activity inside your network. Yes. Why? Because this is the simplest way. Yes. If you have some security devices, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, Fortinet, wherever, if you will not decrypt the SSL traffic, all of your security investment will be useless. Yes. Because the bad guys, they will simply hide their malicious activity inside the SSL tunnel. And this is then an example. Yes. So try imagine that we have a typical network where we have some internet, we have a data center, we have a first line of firewalls, some next generation firewalls, we have DLP systems, web proxies, anti-malware systems. It's pretty secure network, yes. And what is the APT attack? Maybe you heard about the APT attacks, advanced persistent threat attacks. So inside in the nutshell, the APT attacks consist from different phases. The first phase of the attack is this is the exploit delivery phase. So for example, this user, internal user, he's visiting some website, and when he is visiting the website, he will download some, let's say, exploit by drive-by download attack. Then this exploit will install, well, the exploitation phase will be made. So the bad guys, after this phase, after the exploitation phase, when they will use some vulnerability of this station, then they will have full access to the station. Then what will happen? Then if the bad guys will have an access to the station, they will install some malware. Yes, or sometimes we are calling this phase dropper phase. Yes, so they will install the malware. Why? Why you think that they have a full access to the station? Why they will install malware on the station? Excuse me? What? Yes, directly to the PC. Why they will install the malware? For this, exactly. They want to survive the reboot. Yes. So if I will shut down my laptop and I will wake up the station, they will need to exploit the station once more. So, but if they will install the malware, the malware will run if I will wake up my station. Yes. So that's why they will install some malwares. What next? After malware installation, your station will be fully compromised, and your station will send some command and control traffic to the hacker. What then can happen? Also, probably the malware on this station will steal some data from your network, and they will send it to the hacker. Yes, this piece of malicious code, and also malware. This is characteristic for the malware. It will try to propagate, so it will infect other machines in your network. Yes, so this is typical APT attack. And you can tell me, okay, we have Palo Alto, we have Checkpoint, we have Fortinet, we have Symantec, we are fully secure. Yes, and I agree with you. Yes, probably you are secure. But if these bad guys, they will start to use an encryption. So, for example, this user will visit the website, and the bad guys, they will use on this website, they will use SSL tunneling. Yes. So those guys, all the security devices will be completely blind. They will not see this this drive-by download attack. Why? Because it will be encrypted. Yes. What next? If the bad guys will have an access to your station, for example, yes, they will try to download to your station. They will try to download a piece of the malware. And once again, if they will hide the malicious activity inside the SSL tunnel, there is no any technology which will see this try. Yes. What next? Command and control. If the station will be fully compromised, although if you have Palo Alto Checkpoint, it doesn't matter. Yes. Why? Because they will simply use SSL-tрафик to send a command to the command and control. And the same with the data loss. If someone would like to steal some data from your organization, they can simply use the SSL-tрафик. Yes? Okay. So the question is, do you decrypt the SSL-tрафик? Yes? And which one? Outbound or inbound? Yes? And of course, I will encourage you to decrypt all of your SSL-tрафик. Doesn't matter, it is outgoing or incoming. I will encourage you to decrypt all of your SSL-tрафик. And you can tell me, okay, Mr. Sawczuk, we have technologies which can decrypt the SSL-tрафик. We have next-generation firewalls, for example, Palo Alto, maybe Cisco ASA, Firepower, maybe Checkpoint, maybe Fortinet. But if you will enable the decryption profile on them, you will see that you will lose a lot of performance. And this is not my research. This research comes from NSS Labs. And if you will see, depending on the key size, but you can see that for all of these devices, for Palo Alto, FireEye, Juniper, you can lose even 90% of the performance if you will enable decryption on them. Yeah? So this is one of the weaknesses. Second weakness, they will most of these companies of the vendors, they will lower the cipher suit. So cipher suit is really important. I will not explain you because we don't have a time. But you can imagine that all the security of the SSL-tрафик is related with the cipher suit, and we have stronger cipher suits and the weaker cipher suit. So the bad guys, so the companies like our next generation firewalls companies, they will lower the cipher suit. Why? Because they want to, because they're afraid of losing the performance. Yes, so they will lower the cipher suit. So other words, they will change the security of the original SSL tunnel. Yes, so this is tricky. Maybe you heard about the ECC cryptography. So first of all, RSA cryptography is compromised. Don't use the RSA in your organization. And according to the NIST, the new encryption technology, this is the ECC, elliptic curve cryptography. And why I'm talking about the elliptic cryptography right now? Because most of the vendors which are trying to decrypt the SSL-tрафик, they do not support ECC in the hardware. So it means that if they will decrypt the ECC traffic, ECC SSL-tрафик, all the crypto operations which they will make, it will be in software. So you can imagine, yes, if I will have, let's say, 100,000 SSL sessions using the ECC, sooner or later they will die. Why? Because they do not decrypt the crypt operations in the hardware. Moving forward, certificate pinning. Yes, this is the issue. Yes, maybe you heard about the certificate pinning. So certificate pinning states that if the received certificate negotiated during the TLS handshake does not match the expected cert, then the browser is allowed to terminate the SSL session. Yeah, so basically, certificate pinning is a solution to avoid SSL decryption. Yeah, fine. Yeah, but how we can leverage that? So basically, if we are talking about our technology, about F5 technology, you can sleep well because all of our devices, big IP and SSL, which I will tell you in a minute, we are able to decrypt the SSL traffic which use certificate pinning. And why? Why? Because it depends on the modern browser implementation of the certificate pinning. And Chrome and Firefox, by default, they will skip the checking of the certificate pinning or certificate pins if the certificate is stored in the local store or private store of the certificate. Yeah? What are the other issues related with the decryption? So you can tell me, okay, you didn't convince me, not yet. Yes, I will use the decryption on my next generation firewall. I know that I will experience some performance loss, but I will decrypt the SSL traffic on my next generation firewall. So I will ask you. So probably you have also some, probably Cisco. Maybe you have some DLP systems. So it means that you have to you need to decrypt the SSL traffic on all of your security devices. You need to decrypt, re-encrypt, decrypt, re-encrypt. Yes. Why? Because your intention is that all of your security devices will see unencrypted traffic, because then they are able to examine this traffic. Yeah. So this is not optimal way. Yes. Decrypt, re-encrypt, decrypt, re-encrypt. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. So here comes the F5. Yeah. I hope that you know that we have a range of security features, and we are the leader of the SSL market. We are not the new company on the SSL market. This is what I wanted to tell you right now. We are decrypting the SSL traffic from 2001. Yes, so we have 17 years of experience of decrypting SSL traffic. So it means something. Yes, that we are good in that. Yes, and the customers they are trust in our capabilities. So once again, SSL offloading. When I'm talking about the SSL offloading, I'm talking about the SSL inbound decryption. Yes, and in this way, when those guys they are trying to reach your application in the data center, then we can decrypt the traffic here, and we can completely strip the encryption, and you can pass the traffic unencrypted to your web application. It's up to you. We can lower the cipher suits. We can even increase the cipher suits. It's up to us. Yes. So this is the SSL offloading. What is the SSL orchestrator? So this is the completely new technology which we are introducing on the market. And SSL orchestrator, this is a solution for decryption the SSL traffic in outbound direction. Yes. So when the user is visiting some website, then we are able to decrypt this traffic. And what you need to have from a F5 portfolio, you need to have big IP, you need to have LTM and SSL forward license, and that's it. Because IAP will be free of charge. Yeah. Okay. So what are the benefits? Because maybe you can ask me, what are the benefits of using our SSL orchestrator? What are the differences between our technology and the other technologies on the market? So first advantage is that we will eliminate the security blind spot, and we will be able to steer unencrypted traffic to all of your security devices. Yes, and I will show you in a minute. And we can do this very intelligently. So as I told you, we will not re-encrypt, decrypt, re-encrypt, decrypt, re-encrypt. We will only decrypt the traffic once, and we are able to steer this traffic, but this time unencrypted traffic, to your next generation firewall, listening, let's say, or working in L3 mode. We can steer this traffic to L2 mode devices. For example, FireEye works as a typical bridge, for example. We are able to steer this traffic to your ICAP devices. Maybe some of you are using the DLP systems, which are prone to use the ICAP. And we are also able to steer this traffic to passive devices like CM, for example. Yes, and at the end we will re-encrypt the traffic. Also, what is really cool in our technology, that we will do this, of course, intelligently. So it means that if we will decrypt the traffic here, and we will steer this traffic to, let's say, your IPSS pool, for example, Cisco or Sourcefire, and for some reason they will die or there will be a failure. Yes. So we are able to check the ability of those devices. If they will not work, then we will steer this traffic to other security devices. So other words, it will not hurt or disrupt your original traffic. Yeah? So this is really important. What is the other cool feature in F5? So we are able to decrypt the traffic and steer to devices based, for example, on source IP address, destination IP address, source and destination data group, protocol, domain, IP geolocation, URL filtering. So URL filtering is a quite common use case. Why? Because naturally you would like to, for example, steer the traffic which is categorized in categories like, I don't know, some bots, maybe some bad websites. So we can steer this traffic to all of your security devices and some of your SSL traffic. For example, home banking, we can completely bypass or only send to, for example, only to the Palo Alto. Yes. Why? Because this is your decision. Yes. And I a little bit introduced this feature. This feature calls the dynamic service chaining. So try imagine that if you have a lot of security devices in your infrastructure, Palo Alto, Cisco, Fortinet, wherever, yes, and they are working together to let's say to see what's happened in your network. So you can decide based on our categorization engine to which group of devices you would like to steer unencrypted traffic. So as I told you, probably for some of the websites you don't want to send all of the, for example, home banking websites to all of your security devices. Yes. Why? Because naturally you shouldn't touch this traffic, and probably maybe you would like to simply bypass SSL decision. Yes. And some of the really dangerous websites you will steer to all of your security, to Cisco, McAfee, FireEye, Checkpoint, and for example everything else you would like to only steer to Cisco and Palo Alto. Yeah? So this is dynamically service chaining. What is also the benefit? Single box deployment, and we are also supporting HA, of course, and monitoring and statistics. So we are able to decrypt the traffic, steer this traffic intelligently to different of your security devices, maybe to all of your security devices. It's up to you. It's fully configurable. We can also share with you some information about the cipher suits from the client side, from the server sides. So we will show you also in graphical way how much SSL session do we see in your network. So in this way, you will have more visibility, more intelligence. What is the characteristic of your SSL traffic? Yeah. And at the end, as I told you, because you can also ask me, dear Mr. Sawczuk, what kind of the security devices you are supporting? Yes. So at the end, we are vendor agnostic. We don't care whether this is a Cisco, Palo Alto, McAfee, Checkpoint, Juniper. It doesn't matter for us. We are supporting L2 devices, L3 devices, ICAP devices, and passive devices. And if your security device works in this mode, we will for sure we will support it. There is no any obstacle here. Just to give you some hints, we produced special guides for Cisco, for FireEye, for Symantec, for Palo Alto. If you will go to our website, you will click to these links. you will see exactly how to configure, how to integrate our SSL technology with Cisco or with FireEye. And the last thing, we are constantly changing our technology. We are developing still right now. So the last new things is in the SSL 3.0, because this is the current version of the SSL. We added also authentication, so you can authenticate on SSL the explicit user. And one of the coolest feature and highly demanded on the field was the VCMP support. So I hope that you know that on the biggest chassis, on the blades, you can, also on the smaller boxes, you can enable the VCMP, and right now you can run the SSL as a VCMP guest also. Yeah, so this is also something that is cool. So from my side, this is it. If there are some questions, I will be happy to answer.